The internet believed that Zell's shocking receipts had already blown the roof off. But that was nothing in comparison to what transpired next, darling. With anger, denial, and his own live audience. Saucy Santana returned to the scene just as many believed the fire was going out. It was more than a simple return clap. He was calling Spice the queen of lies, threatening lawsuits, and tarnishing Zell's reputation. The shade was thick. Fans were consuming the frantic energy, as if the largest reality TV show had never been shown. However, Santana's return and the gag just made matters worse. Spice was silently constructing her most lethal weapon yet. While he yelled into the microphone about AI fakes and his resentful ex-friend. And when she did hit, it wasn't with cryptic subtweets. Subtweets are additional darkness. It was with a recording that was so unvarnished and unavoidable that it rocked social media. This follow-up will show you how Santana's ferocious retort descended into mayhem, and how Spice reversed the situation with her deadly new drop, and how Zell's reserved manner developed into a full-fledged protest. This narrative isn't just complicated. It's cultural warfare involving everything from industry rumors to canceled deals, from viral hashtags to hidden tapes. And believe me, you'll know the true scandal hasn't even begun yet once you hear what Spice disclosed on Live. Zell's explosive live was already causing the internet to tremble. However, the subsequent events transformed the entire scandal into a spectacle that was impossible to ignore. Saucy Santana determined that Zell wasn't the person who had dropped his mound of voice notes, screenshots, and Cash App Rust tweets, Cash App sips, preparing to sit in silence and watch his sparkling empire fall apart. He was prepared to fight fire with fire, darling. And he didn't do it quietly or politely, in typical Santana fashion. He executed it with his characteristic material vigor, loud and brazen. An Instagram Live at midnight was the first step. Santana made a stunning appearance on screen with a fur coat draped over his shoulders, lashes flying, and glittering nails. Thousands of people watched the discussion immediately, and half of them, the other half, was prepared to support him regardless of what he said. Watching to see if he would give way under duress, anticipation permeated the atmosphere. Would Santana come with receipts of his own? Or would he crumble under Zell's evidence? Was the question that everyone wanted to know. "Chili, let me tell y'all something," Santana said, his voice piercing and venomous. "Zell, please. He has never had a bag, a hit storyline, or anything without me. These bitter bitches, Cash App bitches, snooties always want to use my name to stay relevant." It was a digital war, with each comment hitting the messiest person in the world. "Girl, you're messy. You've always been messy. You keep worrying about me instead of your own flop music. Both of you need to keep my name." Zell supporters bombarded the chat with GWL forever hashtags while fans posted laughing, fire, and snake emojis. Santana doubled down after the online battle of the year, throwing his head back, rolling his eyes, and declaring that screenshots, fake voice notes, and AI bitches Cash App receipts had been edited. Do you think I'm stupid enough to leave that kind of trail? Baby, please. If Zell wants to play, we can play in court. That one line sent shockwaves through the internet, and blogs with headlines like "Santana threatens to sue Zell over explosive claims" and memes appeared almost immediately, including one that showed Santana in a courtroom with his fur coat and the message, "Exhibit A. Slay." Screenshots of Santana screaming into the camera were all over Cash App Twitter. But here's where things started to slip. As Santana ranted, his words became more frantic. His VO voice was a little too loud, his confidence a little too shaky. Fans noticed it. One viral tweet revoice was, "Ifad, if it's all false, Ifwe is why he's shouting like this. The sound of guilt is loud." Another person added, "He's really blaming AI now, bro. Hurry up." Slowly, the tide of public opinion started to turn, even as Santana tried to laugh off the drama. Insiders told the blogs that one of his upcoming brand partnerships, a makeup collaboration rumored to be worth 6 figures, had abruptly been put on hold, Another promoter reportedly called Zell privately to apologize for believing Santana's lies in the past. Zell, on the other hand, remained silent and refused to interact. His deafening silence was taken as strength by fans, who used it to paint him as the cool king, observing the villain's self-destruction. Spice, on the other hand, wasn't so silent. The following day, she posted a selfie on Instagram with her signature blue wig and the caption, "The Queen, why is Dozantinti argue with clowns? She'll bring the receipts from the circus. Keep an eye out." The internet went crazy, with Spice hinting at other evidence. Fans begged her to reveal her own recording stash, saying, "Drop it, sis." The FRFR blog speculated endlessly about Spice's intentions to end him, with some speculating that she had access to recordings of private meetings and others that she was holding back out of loyalty to Zell, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. Then came the twist. Spice went live 3 nights later. "I'm Toretto's own top D's of D lies and drama. Santana called me messy. Well, if messy means me telling truth, then messy me. Tonight, I show you what really Goftasquan really is. UAN." Tens of thousands of people poured into the live stream instantly. Zell himself joined silently, dropping a simple fire emoji in the comments. In contrast to Santana's glamorous show, Spice looked raw, with her hair tied back, no heavy makeup, and just fire in her eyes. Her Jamaican accent pierced the screen as she spoke to her audience. The energy was electric as fans screamed in Olguan really is !L caps. Zell in the chat, Spice, Finn, and him. Spice inhaled deeply, flipped through her phone, and pressed play. Finally, Santana's voice filled the live stream. It was unmistakable, the same tone, the same cadence that fans had learned from years of his life. But this time, he wasn't boasting or making jokes. Instead, he was plotting. "We can't let Zell shine," Santana was heard saying on the recording. The chat exploded. Fans screamed in shock. Some spit out crying emojis. Others spammed cons caps. "Cancel him, L him," and the recording was damning. A blatant attempt to undermine Zell's reputation. Promoters call and tell them he is unair, cancel him, unreliable, a liable. "I don't care what lie you make up. Just make sure Hunrioyable don't get booked." Is DOESN single quotes Tez nosy? But she has no proof. "As long as we keep Zell quiet, nobody's touching me." It's profession while rejecting Spice as unimportant. Spice stared straight into the camera as the recording played twice, saying, "Tell me again, Millie," in a chilly tone. Truth always rises, and tonight, D-Truth revealed D-Devil. Me, messy. The internet blew up. Timelines on Twitter became battlefields. Hashtags such as hashtag Spice was correct aware, correct ND, hash Santa sabotage became extremely popular. The memes came flooding in. One with the title subtweets, in which Santana were correct? Matrix Material Edition is seen scuttling beneath a swarm of receipts. Not even famous people could resist. Cardi B liked a dubious post that stated, "When the devil's words catch up to him. Zell ain't lying, Matrix Material Edition." Tokyo Vanity published a mysterious tale that implied Santana had been unclean, while Tamar Braxton tweeted, "Woo, chilly. The receipts got sound now." Clad Spice voiced it at last. As expected, Santana attempted to clap back. Screaming that the recording was phony, he went live once more. "Do you guys think you're good at sound editing and AI voices?" However, the harm had already been done. Admirers weren't convinced. Compared to screenshots, the sound from the receipts was more. Difficult to ignore. Spice concluded her live performance with a final terrifying statement. "And this is the only D that makes me want more. We'll play till Santana wins if he wins." Empire was destroyed by fire. There was no denying the cliffhanger. The internet gasped in shock. Was there more incriminating audio in the vault? Would Santana make it through this controversy? Or did his material quarrel fall apart under him? Part 1 was just the beginning, quarrel beginning. That much was clear. From a nasty shade war, Zell, Spice, and Santana's conflict had escalated into a full-fledged industry war. And it was supposed to be even more repulsive the next time. Santana lashed out and Spice leaking a damning recording in part 1. The consequences then burst into something far larger than anyone could have predicted in part 2. This was no longer merely a back and forth between 3 unkempt reality TV personalities. Lawsuits, industry cancellations, and even a flurry of blogs the morning after Spice's disastrous concert were all part of this full-scale cultural war. Twitter threads dissected every second of the audio, analyzing Santana's tone, comparing it with previous lives, and demonstrating that it couldn't be faked. Headlines cried out, "Spice leaked Santana's secret plot against Zell beginning. Zell and Material Guazel. The Material Empire on the Material Empire is life support. Empire. Ice life support. Tic-toe life support. Tic-toe. Edits were created by fans by combining recordings of Santana laughing about, undermining Zell with snippets of him strutting in his promotional video. The irony was excessive. The same individual who advocated for self-assurance and now self-made success was revealed to be a swindler. Behind the scenes, Santana was ripping people down, but she wasn't going to back down. He shared several Instagram stories using his own screenshots in a matter of hours. Blurry Dime is far more convincing than they were. Names appeared in vague words, but his captions were blazing. You all adore phony receipts. Let's examine how Zell ticked Salsamble's actual attorneys. Loading a defamation lawsuit. He even tagged a famous lawyer, which fueled speculation that he had already begun legal action. Take action. The internet broke up in an instant. A few stans applauded. For a period. Santana, get a lawyer. He was brutally dragged by others. You're going to sue your own voice note loss with Soulnet lawsuit. Hey, I did it. Santana was seen in court yelling as a judge rolled their eyes in one of the widely shared memes. However, sources whispered behind the scenes that the damage was genuine. Santana's bookings were being quietly canceled, according to a prominent Atlanta promoter who spoke to a gossip website. Nobody wants that kind of drama at their venue, the promoter allegedly added. He's too hot right now, and not in a good way. Zell's stock was going through the roof at the same time. Within a week, he had doubled his following. Interview inquiries and brand offers deluged his DM-is.note. Lawsuit.DMs, Zell wasn't the sidekick for the first time in years. He was the spice and the headline. She was enjoying her validation. She intensified her efforts with a mysterious tweet. Receipts are honest. Any day, loyalty is preferable to glitter. Admirers praised her as the queen of revealing the truth and showered her mentions with blue hearts and crown emojis. She was dubbed the Jamaican judge by blogs.DMs, blogs stating that her word was more important than any judicial case. The next twist, however, didn't originate with Spice or Zell. Many gossip sites received an anonymous email in their inboxes. A packet of audio files, purportedly further recordings of Santana speaking rashly behind closed doors, was attached. Specifically, one spread like wildfire. Within it, a voice that bore a striking resemblance to Santana scoffed. Zell is incredibly stupid. Spice is begging for attention. I was needed by both of them. I gave them context. In Santana's absence, they are nothing. The fans lost it. There was no denying the vocal note's haughtiness. Additionally, it came to light immediately after Santana threatened legal action. Made it appear worse. Blogs blew up. Santana uses fresh, leaked tape to bury himself in the headline. Hashtag Santana exposed agablogs. Santana exposaden became popular within hours. Celebrities were compelled to comment. In her tweet, Erica Mena said, "The gag is, Spice been told y'all." Nobody listened. Masika Keisha used a snake emoji to parody Santana. The receipts shone brighter, but even Cardi B, who had not made any public statements, liked a dubious meme that read, When your whole career, Santanex Pizarranch is Sitar. Fans were devastated just by that. There are ongoing discussions about whether Cardi was putting her support behind Zell and Spice. Zell. Meantime, Career is meanwhile finally spoke up. Fans pleaded with him to release more after he shared a black screen with the caption, "I said part 1. Y'all ain't meanwhile aren't favin' ready for part 2. He was sitting on mounds of evidence, according to blog speculation. Rumor had it that more cast members were thinking about coming out. Hesitant but prepared to share their own stories about Santana before the network intervened. According to reports, hip-hop and love producers were in dire need. Gatherings, according to several leaked sources. Executives were incensed with Santana for endangering the brand. According to one insider, they are already altering video to change the story. Santana might not even finish it, and Zell is poised to become the season's biggest star. Another muttered that the network was under pressure from advertisers to cut ties with Santana. Santana, obviously shaken, attempted to make another appearance. Fearing that he would be connected to someone who was suspected of sabotage and payoffs, his eyes darted uncomfortably as he paced his dressing room before going live once more. "Y'all love to tear me down because they're on base. I shine too bright," he yelled. But instead of uniting his supporters, his tirade only made matters worse. "These bitter beaches are joining up against me because I'm the material. Zell I hast never had Nassau story arc. Without me, Spice has a nasty. Y'all actually believe these bogus audios." The moment his voice broke was captured on camera, and viewers replayed it indefinitely with captions that compared it to real-time Spice. "Haas, real-timealization of your kingdom collapsing." He was ridiculed by memes as a material spiral rather than material quarrel. The real-time world. In private, even some of his most ardent supporters acknowledged that the amount of evidence was becoming too much to ignore. Additionally, Zell and Spice subtly strengthened their partnership while Santana battled for his reputation. On Instagram, they shared a picture of themselves standing next to each other without a caption, just flame emojis. The internet was rocked by that one post. While Santana's name was drowned out by hashtags accusing him of being dirty, fans celebrated it as the new power duo. However, Zell's mysterious teaser was the cliffhanger. His Spices and one other, an A-list rapper who had previously worked with Santana, are the only names in the blurry screenshot of a group discussion with several names. The internet froze when the caption said, "It's bigger than y'all think." And who else was involved? Was this going to reveal a whole network of dubious industry practices, not simply Santana's small-scale sabotage? There was endless speculation on blogs. According to some, it was a rapper. Some speculated that it was a label executive or promoter. There were a lot of theories. One thing became evident by the end of part 2. It was no longer just Zell versus World. Santana. This had a cascading impact that might bring down a whole industry. Worst of all, Spice had stated that she and Zell still had more recordings to release. Timelines were in disarray. Followers were pleading for the next live, and the world was left gasping. If this was just round 2, then round 3 was bound to ignite the hip-hop world as a whole. The commotion had boiled over. Point. With Zell's receipts, Spice's recording, and Santana's threats in court. Fans believed they had already witnessed the apex. What followed, however, demonstrated that the tale was more complex than that. Volcanic in nature. The kind of explosion that makes a scandal the stuff of legends. Neither the industry nor the internet, we are prepared. There was a whisper at first. A number of gossip blogs uploaded mysterious updates late at night. We received something from an anonymous source that we are not yet able to post. Screenshots were so blurry they couldn't be identified. Teased but not uploaded are audio clips. With just the caption, "This is bigger than Zell and Santana." Stay tuned. Fans went crazy. Who was the source? What could be worse than what was already known? Theories were flying around. Some swore it was Santana's ex-assistant. Others said it was a promoter who was about to reveal. And some even conjectured it was a fellow member of the Love Awards and ND hip-hop cast. After a day, the bomb dropped. In a 5-minute recording that was leaked by an anonymous Twitter account, Santana's voice could be heard boasting not only about controlling Zell, but also about managing a whole network of payoffs and sabotage. He laughed as he described how he had blacklisted multiple names, using his increasing notoriety to push others aside. And most shocking of all, he mentioned another celebrity by name that fans never expected to hear. The voice added, "I had to play dirty. I had to keep Zell and Zell under my thumb. Spice was too loud. Fine. I spread rumors. She was desperate. Even her name was redacted. I got clipped. I had to make sure nobody else shone brighter than me. The internet crashed. That Black Towslout name, though distorted, sounded odd. The culture shook as blogs analyzed every syllable and every wave of sound, comparing it to previous recordings until fans were certain they knew exactly who Santana was referring to. Within hours, hashtags that combined the rapper's name with Santana trended globally. And Zell broke his silence once more with a live that attracted over 70,000 viewers. His tone was heavy but steady, and he said, "Heard it for yourselves," sitting in a dimly lit room. This wasn't just about me. This wasn't just about Spice. Santana had been playing games with people who were bigger than us. Whether he liked it or not, the truth was coming out. I didn't say anything for too long, and I won't do it again. Support erupted in the comments, with fans saying things like, "We believe you. Be zealous and reveal everything." Spice even made a brief appearance on the live stream, saying in Pua, "Receipts don't rot. They only get fresher with time." Moment. Meanwhile, Santana was unraveling in real time. Paparazzi recorded him storming out of a club, apparently furious, ranting at someone on the phone. The clip went viral fast. Fans mocked him with comments like, "Material meltdown." He had lost his normal self-assurance. He was running, not strutting,